Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, does it depend on what type of drug it is? Like, kind of Molly is kind of like a happy drug. Like if I'm dosing you with like something crazy that you're just gonna pass out or act like an idiot, I think that'd be a different story, right?
Right. But I mean, what did Shafir get Kreischer with?
Molly. But here's the thing. You don't know what that's going to do to me.
Right.
Like, Ari, just because you do M and M does you like that, don't mean you're going to give it to me and I'm going to fucking, you know what I mean? I might bounce off the fucking walls. I might have never done that shit before.
I think his biggest complaint was that he's like, he might have a heart problem or something.
Yeah.
I think that was his big thing. Like, he didn't want to die in front of his kids because of like some stupid prank.
We can start
I get
there.
that.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Okay. All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RipTheWarriors.com. I'm Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. That's Joshua Bakava. We just yapping shit about we're talking about possibly going to Vegas and all that at some point. But we are talking about like Ari Shafir. He dosed Kreischer, right? With Molly.
Yeah, he dosed.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't do that shit in front of your kids, man. That's fucked up. But anyway,
yeah, that's my problem with it. I don't give a shit if like one of my friends dosed me. Like if we were in Vegas, it'd be fun. I'm not, whatever. It'll be good, but don't do it for my fucking kids. You fucking prick.
But
exactly.
Yeah, I think it'd be a different story if like he dosed them with like mushrooms or acid or something. Like,
yeah, dude, you dose someone with mushrooms. That's fucked up.
Don't dose me with shit in front of my kids, Jack. If we in Vegas, do whatever you want. No, I dose myself with marijuana in my normal life. That's it. I don't need nobody dosing me with shit.
There you go. All right. So a lot went down this last weekend. Obviously, we had UFC Auckland, New Zealand, where we saw Dan Hooker sort of get gifted a win. But we'll talk about that in a second. But the main thing, the first thing we're going to start off with is obviously, as you can see from Kirby's name on here, Deonte Taylor. Deonte Wilder getting finished by old Tyson Fury.
I told you.
Right, but I thought for sure if Wilder was going to win, it had to be an early knockout. I did not think that Fury was going to come at him the way he did. And damn, if it didn't show that Wilder cannot fight going backwards at all.
Well,
so,
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I think the biggest issue that I think a lot of people maybe have ignored up until this point is the fact that Deonte is the type of fighter that relies too much on his power, right? Even after they threw in the towel, his corner was saying that they didn't want to throw in the towel because he always has the opportunity to land that punch and knock, change the fight. But it's like, at some point, you got to know that power has to come with some skill. And if you're skilled enough, that power, you can negate that power at any point. And what I was alluding to on your show, what was it, Monday?
Yeah.
Right. Jesus. Is the Stipe versus Ngannou fight, right? Like in MMA, if we're going to compare it, like in MMA, a guy that's as scary as Ngannou that can knock dudes out, and you got a wrestler that's also like, a stand-up guy in Stipe was able to manage that power and not get put away by that power and actually negated all that power. And we've seen it a couple times before where like somebody's just a killer knockout artist, and then someone with a lot of skill comes in and is able to negate that, doesn't make it a factor. But the thing is too, is that just like you said, the way that Tyson came in and just took it to him, right? It was like a complete different version of that first fight. Like he just went after him, really hurt him, put him down, and just beat him for like, what was it, 7-8 rounds or whatever it was. 7 rounds, eventually. Yeah. I mean, it was amazing. And Fred, I don't know why you put pennies and quarters into his suit, but you shouldn't put all that weight on that poor man's outfit there.
40 pounds though, come on, man.
I was trying to strengthen him up, you know what I'm saying? Well, he was supposed to be fast when we took that thing off. I thought that's how this worked.
Look, I was about to make a Dragon Ball Z reference by that, but I don't know if you guys were hating only for that.
I would get it. I know I watch this shit like crazy. Anyway, but dude, the whole suit thing, man, Fred, the excuse about the suit was hilarious because I was just like, I mean, he was looking for any reason to have an excuse.
Here's the thing, right? All right, now that it's said and done, now that the second fight's done, we can go ahead and look at the first and the second fight as this big conglomerate of work, right?
Right.
Tyson Fury is a better boxer. Okay. I look, I'm American. I was fucking dying for us to get that American champ. There wasn't a bigger Deontay Wilder fan going into this Saturday night than me, man. But goddamn, you got to call a spade a spade. Tyson Fury is a better boxer. Now, see, this is my problem with them talking about the suit and all this horse shit. Because what's probably going to happen is there's an automatic rematch clause. I would imagine that Deonte is going to take that rematch clause. They're going to get this fight again. They're going to redo it. But here's the problem. I don't know whether they're just saying this in public and trying to save face, or if they're actually trying to con themselves into believing that. If they're trying to con themselves into believing this, it's a problem. And the problem is they're not acknowledging the fact that Tyson's a better boxer. Now, here's the thing, right? One thing that we do know, having watched combat sports for as long as we watched it, in boxing and in MMA, the more skilled fighter does not always win the fight. Okay? In my opinion, Ali was a way better boxer than Frazier.
Yeah.
It's still just my opinion. Frazier won 2 of those 3 fights. He only won 1 on the record. But if you watch that great documentary, in their 3rd fight, Ali's in the corner saying, cut these fucking gloves off. Frazier's in the other corner saying, do not stop this fucking fight because of my eye. I want to kill that boy. And they stopped the fight because of his eye, and Ali had to get taken out on a stretcher. Frazier beat Ali twice, Jack. And Ali was the more skilled boxer, no doubt about it. So my point is, after this weekend, you see a lot of people coming out with the narrative, well, that's it. Tyson Fury's the better boxer. No need to have the rematch. On one hand, I kind of agree with that. Listen, Tyson Fury's definitely the better boxer. I do disagree that there's no reason to have the trilogy, rather.
Okay.
Trilogy. I think Deonte can beat Tyson. But in order to do that, he has got to be honest with himself about why he lost this second fight so drastically. And it would look, his legs been a little bit of jelly wearing the fucking 80-pound Black Panther suit? Maybe. There's probably a little bit of truth to that. No doubt about it. He was probably a little tough, but that's not why he lost that fight. Tyson Fury's hands are quicker. His footwork is worlds ahead of yours. His head movement's better. He throws his punches better. He throws combat. I mean, he's a fucking way better boxer than you. Again, doesn't mean that you can't beat him. You almost did it in the first fight, although you could make the argument that Tyson was still kind of lingering. I mean, his dad said that shit. His dad kept it a buck. Like, yo, my son shouldn't have fought him. He said, you can stick like 4 fingers this far in his gut. Like, he was soft. He was fucking weak as a kitten. And look, it's hard to argue against. In this fight, he looked fucking strong. It's not just that he beat Deonte and that he finished him, but it's how he did it. He beat Deonte at his own game. He fucking walked him down and beat the fucking piss out of him. So, yeah. The suit excuse is just that. It's an excuse. It might have not been a great idea to wear a fucking 100-pound suit out there. Probably not. But to say that's why we lost and to not give Tyson his credit as a very, very skilled fighter, I think is just going to hurt Deonte if they want to win that trilogy. You got to admit where you was wrong and then try to address it.
100%. Let me get some comments in here. Otis says Wilder's blaming the referee now. Talk about a sore loser. Just take the loss in stride.
I seen that too, and that's another thing. It wasn't the ref. It wasn't that suit, bro. We all fucking know Tyson's the better boxer. Again, it doesn't mean you can't win that fight though.
Right.
But in order to win the fight, you gotta say, okay, motherfucker, you're slick, you're quick, you're the better boxer. But I only need one. So all I gotta do is set better traps. I gotta lure you in and then whop your monkey ass one good time. But bullshitting yourself about the ref and your dumbass costume is not going to get you there.
Okay, but are you afraid about the fact that he's so upset at his cornermen for throwing in the towel?
That was fucking ridiculous.
Because now he's saying that before in the locker room, he said that if anybody throws in the towel, they're out of his camp. And to me, I think Luke Thomas had a big thing about it, but I kind of agree with Luke and I disagree with Luke in the same aspect. I think you want to have somebody that has an investment in your future and is able to tell you like, dude, like, this is it. Like, I can't have you taking this much damage because down the line, this is going to affect you. Right. But I also don't want to say that a person of that stature has to get his credentials taken. You know, you can't be a cornerman because, you know, you kind of think that maybe somebody should go out on their shield, or you want to give somebody an opportunity to get back in the fight, right? Because that's what his other cornermen were saying. Like, we thought that he could still get back into this fight, you know, if he landed that one punch. So, I mean, there has to be a balance, right? There's a balance between like having faith in your fighter and then kind of packing it up and going home and saying, look, guys, we gotta clean a lot of this stuff up because we can beat this guy. We can knock him out. We put him down before. If we just land the right shot, we can beat this man.
Right. So in the heat of battle, right, during the actual fight. Okay, I get what you're saying. During the actual fight, though, it's I feel like some of these guys don't have the ability to make a quick decision. Like, he's getting fucked up, or he's not getting fucked up, or he can survive, or he can't survive, whatever. And I think his corner was like, he's getting fucked up. His ear's bleeding. We don't know if he had a ruptured eardrum, and his bounce is fucked. I haven't even read out anything about it after the fight. Whether what kind of injuries he had. All I know is he was bleeding out of his fucking ear. But I didn't.
It was a cut in his ear.
It was cut. Okay, well there you go.
I felt like when Tyson knocked him down the one time, he went to step over him, and it looked like he kind of stepped on his head a little bit.
Yeah.
So I thought that from the jump street that he probably nicked his ear with his cleat or some shit like that. Because I'm like, they ruptured his eardrum. I'm like, okay, chill.
Yeah.
He had blood coming out of both of his ears. Like, I don't think he's taken that much of a beating.
Listen,
it's more like this right here. To me, this is one of the reasons why Deonte got fucked up.
Sure.
Throwing the same 1-2 combo.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Fury has so much more in terms of skill.
The details of the fight, not these little bullshit nuances that really don't, that probably had, little to no effect on the actual fucking fight.
Look, and if anybody's even seen anybody that's ruptured an eardrum that affects your equilibrium, you can't stand up. Right. I mean, it's like you're drunk,
Your shit's
like, so there's no way you're continuing to fight or even being able to stand very well. The referee would have seen that so quick. The doctors would have seen that so quick. Like there's no scenario here where a guy who has a ruptured eardrum or anything like can continue fighting for that long at that high of a level without getting KO'd. Like the thing is that everybody has to admit at the fact that one guy has a lot of power and has the potential, right? Because he's still young in the game, right? Like it's not like he's been boxing since he was like 10 years old or whatever, right? Like he picked it up, won an Olympic medal, and then now he's like, he was the heavyweight champion, undefeated, blah, blah, blah. Like there's still like a little bit that he can learn in the amount of time he has left in the sport, and he could still be the best heavyweight champion we've ever seen, right?
So he has a lot to learn. Like, let's be clear. Like and everyone said it before the fight, and we talked about it too. He's not a boxer; he's a brawler, right? Yeah. And you're right. He has a lot to learn. He could definitely beat Tyson Fury in the trilogy, no question. But if we didn't see him panic,
probably won't. But
probably won't. Yeah,
probably won't. He can.
He could. Yeah. Right. But everyone's like, well, he could do it if he does this, if he does that. Otis said it himself. He's got the 1-2, the same fucking combo over again. If your opponent knows that's what you're coming with, like Fury did, he negated the fuck out of it. You did 0 damage to Fury. 0. Nothing. You did nothing to him. Meanwhile, he got, how many times did Wilder get dropped? Like 3 times? 2-3 times? Whatever it was. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of problems right now with him not being honest with himself about why he lost. And it's fucking like, at this point, everyone's like, well, fuck the trilogy.
And I think the biggest takeaway from that fight is the realization of Deonte in the fight, right? I don't know if you guys saw that, dude. But like he realized like, okay, I'm not going to land a punch on this dude. And he's just beating me to hell, like, what am I going to do here? Like, how am I going to land this shot and put him away? And just that opportunity never came for him. And you could see it in his face. Like, just like that confidence just started like deteriorating so fast.
Worried, near scared, but I would never call him scared, but he looked so worried after that first drop.
I will say, I kind of, I disagree a little bit with Luke on the whole thing. I understand where Deonte's coming from. Look, the dude's a fucking warrior. This is the biggest fight of my life. It's quite frankly probably the biggest heavyweight boxing match of our lives, right? Mm-hmm. I was around for some of the Tyson shit, but I wouldn't count that. That was my dad's generation.
Yeah, like, we were kids, man.
Fight when I was fucking 9. Like, this is probably the biggest heavyweight boxing match of my generation as a grown man. It's definitely the most excited that I've ever been for one. So huge. And if I'm standing, I don't give a fuck. Let me get put down. Right. And then if I work my way back up to my feet, but I'm doing this sort of shit, throw that fucking towel in. Let me go down, though. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get it. Something bad can happen. I know Tyson's a big guy, but like,
Let me catch up on some comments here.
Go ahead. Yeah,
it's all good. MMA guys said, did Wilder's weight have a thing to do with his performance? He came in how many pounds over or more than normal?
I don't know. No, well,
it wasn't much.
Fury definitely came in heavy.
No, he bulked up.
Oh, okay,
he bulked up, and he said he bulked up for this fight. But think about it, guys. Like a sizable difference. Like if a guy bulks up a little bit, adds a little bit more muscle, that should translate to more power and more ability to absorb the stuff that's coming towards him. Yet Fury was able to just like crumble him so quickly. Like that's a difference, right?
Here's the thing about this crazy sort of power, though, too. What do we understand and know about combat sports from as much as we watch it, right? Like, what did fucking Connor say that one time? Like, accuracy beats power or whatever. Like,
right?
Power. That's the thing, man. I do think that Deonte doesn't get as much credit as he deserves for being accurate with his punches. I know they come in all wiggly woggly, but like it isn't just this crazy sort of power. He has the ability to put his punches where they need to go to put you down too. I realize he hit the one homeboy in the forehead and shit, but like nonetheless, I know Deonte has crazy power. He certainly does, but I don't think it's all just that. There is a little bit of where you're putting these punches too. I don't think that Tyson Fury has an insane amount of power, but you see what he did to fucking Deonte. Like precision, fucking and accuracy are important.
You're definitely right, Fred. But I think also the ability to have that power. I mean, there are some fighters that we've seen in the UFC that land these perfect shots, and the other person doesn't go out, right? Like they get stunned a little bit, or but like you have someone like a Rosenstrike, right, or Ngannou, or even JDS back in the heyday. You have these guys that have so much power that wherever they hit you, like it scrambles your brain. You're going down. Even when Mike Tyson was at his best. I mean, if you ever watch any of those fights, like the way he would attack people, the punches, and again, we know it's psychological, a lot of it, but like those punches, wherever they landed, it was like they were getting shot, right? People were like flying across the ring, or like, just crumbling right away. Like, you're right. Like it is something to note that Deonte is able to put the punches where they're supposed to be, but it's also having that ability to like hurt somebody with wherever you hit them. I mean, that's an amazing ability to have, that if you could just refine that, we know what that translates to, which means a much more dangerous fighter.
You see, that's why this is one of the greatest fucking MMA shows on the internet. Because, Jesus, you're such a fucking jerk off that in your rebuttal, you actually proved my point. Like, the Rosenstrike fight is exactly, he hit Overeem for 24 minutes. But then when he hit him right in the perfect spot, Overeem's face disappeared. Like, it isn't like he hadn't been hitting him, but then he landed that right on the fucking money, and dude's lip fucking blows apart. Like, the precision is good. So look, I think, to answer MMA God's question, yes, I do think it mattered, and I think it was the wrong idea, because I think him trying to bulk up, you didn't need any more power, for Christ's sakes.
Right.
And you was never going to be able to big body with Tyson. And him coming in heavy, that just, if anything, maybe Deonte would have lost a little weight and wanted to be a little faster. Right. And be able to put that work on him, because like so what? Tyson was still way bigger, way stronger. He fucking leaned on him constantly. I mean, dude,
heavy, almost like guillotined him.
Gotta give a fucking major shout out to Tyson too, man.
100%.
Tyson Fury, brilliant performance, amazing story. What more can you say about Tyson Fury? I mean, you got to really fucking hand it to this fucking guy. Like, he's almost like a fucking comic book character. Then he donates half of his fucking money constantly. Like, then he donated.
He donated his $9 million purse. And besides, look, both guys are walking away with like 25 million plus.
He's rich.
But that 9 million, he was like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah, I mean, he is a fucking cool character. And man, I hate to do this, but again, you gotta call a spade a spade. Shout out to the fucking UK Those fucking limey Brits know how to box. I mean, now at this point, what do we got? We've got Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. And even though Anthony got beat, he came back. What are you going to do, right?
Let's talk about that in a second, actually, real quick. Let's get to some more comments. Okay. Aaron says, everyone thought it was crazy for picking Fury. I posted on social media hours before and just ate it up. When friends and coworkers were like, damn, you were right. Like, I mean, it's 100% true.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, it's 2020. Yeah, I remember when Lennox Lewis was clean KO'd by Rahman.
Yep.
Then Lewis returned the favor in the rematch. I believe it was 0-1. Yeah, dude, it's exactly what it is. Like,
yep. And that's heavyweight boxing, man. That's heavyweight boxing. But with this, like, it does seem like Tyson's clearly the better boxer. Doesn't mean that he's going to win every fight, but he's the better boxer.
100%.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry, MMA guy says delusional fighters are the worst. Has to make you think about the validity of his camp. Too many yes men? No, I think the fact that it's cornered through the towel means there's at least one no man in there. At least one person that gives a shit about him. The rest of them might be yes men. Especially if he gets rid of this dude, he's surrounded by yes men. But come on,
I don't think that's fair. Like,
right?
But to be fair, and again, I know hindsight's 2020.
Right.
But Deonte had no injuries, right? His jaw wasn't broken. His eardrum wasn't busted. He's fucking fine now. And I know that you don't know that when you're seeing it. And I know it did look bad. You got fucking Tyson licking the blood off. It was chaos in there. But like in hindsight,
that was so weird.
And don't get me wrong, I get it. What was Deonte going to land that punch? Believe me, that is not what I'm trying to argue. I'm not saying that he was going to land the punch, but I'm just saying if the guy, look, you know why all y'all in this building, you know why you getting this money right now? Because I'm Deonte Wilder. All right. At the end of the day, I run this fucking ship. And if I fucking tell you, do not throw that towel in unless it looks like I'm dying. And if I'm still standing there, even if he's throwing me a beating, until you see me hit that fucking canvas, bro, keep that towel in your fucking hand. And listen, you cute cocksucker, goddamn ref was stopping it anyways. You understand me? He was stopping it. So put your fucking towel in your pocket. What am I paying you for? I fucking told you, don't throw that goddamn towel in.
Yeah, but Fred, you know what? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, if you ever see somebody that you care about getting a beating, even though they might come back in that fight, or you know, they threw a couple punches and it's still looking okay for them, you want to prevent them from getting hurt future injuries, right? Like, especially for a boxer, like the amount of damage that a boxer takes in training, in the fights, like that's an accumulation of damage that you don't want to like have them punch their ticket too many times. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in your corner and I'm looking at you and you're not really going to throw that punch, you're not going to knock the dude out, I'm going to try to save you from as much punishment as possible. You know, like I guess I have that heart of like, I'm going to throw in the towel. I get it. Like, you're like, nah, don't throw in the towel. Just let me fall down and get KO'd. But
look, I'm going to let you hit the canvas. And again, I feel like
at least
real talk. I feel like eventually Tyson was probably 2 more punches from Deonte falling. I don't think that, I could be wrong. Tyson might have slept him and knocked him unconscious, but I feel like Deonte was probably going to fall again, and he would have made his way back to his feet. At that point, he would have been extremely wobbly. The fight obviously probably would have got called off anyways.
Yeah.
But like, I feel it. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because we were probably right there towards the end anyways. But I think the beating that he was taking is a little overstated. Again, hindsight's 2020, but nothing was broken. He's fine, all things considered. Like 2 days later, it wasn't. It looked worse than I think it actually was.
All right, let me catch up with some more comments here, Jesse, before you go on another 10 minutes, dude.
No.
No, I know what you're saying. I know. No, I get it. No, all right. Jeremiah says Wilder booked up more than Fury did. Fury came in 16 pounds heavier and Wilder 19 pounds heavier. 19 pounds. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah, but that very bad decision, obviously. Like, because Fury's still the way bigger man and he knows how to utilize his weight. Right.
If you start every other fight at 210 to 215, why add the weight and be slower? I think he was looking for more power and maybe to be able to take more damage.
Well, but neither of those really seemed to pan out. So
neither worked.
Won't be doing that again.
Jeremiah, damn, I always want to join you guys for this one. Damn it, are you still around? Send me a comment if you're still around. Join in for a second here. What's up, Sean? Oh, geez. Hold up. Let me scoop back up here. Jody said something. I want an addition to the show. Fred eat food porn.
Hey, listen, don't play with me. I'll eat some fucking food on here, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Okay, some mukbang. What was I trying to call a mukbang?
Sean said, I picked Fury TK on the 8th on motherfucking Kirby's page, Jack. There you go.
Damn, son. You almost called it to a fucking T.
Yeah. Jeremy said, I called it exactly how it happened. I just missed it by 4 rounds.
Hey, listen, look, I will not be that guy that says I came in here and called anything. I thought that Deonte beat more impressive opposition going into this rematch.
Yeah.
I thought Fury got hurt against that fucking Swedish kid that nobody knew.
And then, then he beat the brakes off.
Fury switched his fucking camp at the last minute. That young Ben kid seemed like, I thought, hey, Deonte about to get in his ass, Jack. Yeah. Like I did, and I knew Fury was the better boxer, but I didn't see this coming at all. And then I'm going to walk him down. I'm going to throw punches at him. Well, good luck with that, big guy. That seemed to work out real good in that 12th round. Like I just didn't. This is why I love combat sports, though. Like going in that fight, I was pretty sure that Wilder was going to win that fight. Like
me too.
I was like, well, Fury could pull off some bullshit for a few rounds, but eventually he's going to get slept. And if somebody would have told me, no, Fury's going to knock him out, and he's going to beat the fuck out of him until there's going to be blood. It's going to be bad. I mean, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck do you know about that? Bigger than shit, that's what happened.
So it says, you think about brain damage or orbitals. Ellie going in here in a second, Jesse, but as soon as I saw that towel throw, and everyone was like, oh, on Twitter, it was like, why did you let him go on his shield the way he was talking about? I always go back Nate Diaz versus Josh Thompson. Nick throwing the towel after Nate got the shit kicked out of him, fucked up, and Nick throws a towel. Like, that's how you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. That's the kind of thing that I look at as far as like corners throwing the towel. Like, do you give a shit about your fighter? Like, brother, but still, like, do you give a shit about your fighter if you beat out of him? You have a decision to make. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just the way I go with it, Jesse.
No, yeah, that's just it. Like I understand what Fred is saying, and I understand that like a fighter is always going to want to go out on a shield. Like no fighter is going to want the fight stopped unless you're Diego Sanchez at this point. But that's why you have the corner people, right? Like the corner people are there to protect you from yourself. Like that's all I'm saying. Like you want those guys that are going to be looking at you, analyzing you, and they know how you are. And when they see that stuff's not going your way, it's just you're just looking like like a deer in headlights, and you're taking damage. You might as well just get them out of there and like say, hey, you know what? We're gonna come back stronger. We're gonna get you better.
Right. Jeremiah says the towel didn't matter. The ref stopped it before the towel, and I think this is this going out on your shield stuff is stupid. Wilder was about to get knocked out viciously.
I basically agree, but again, at the end of the day, y'all are all here because I'm Deontay Wilder. God damn it. It might be stupid, but I'm one of the warriors of this planet. If I say before the fight, let me go out on my shield. And again, like if he had got dropped and stumbled to his feet and then they let it go and he's like, you know what I mean? Like I just don't feel like it was really that egregious. Again, he was probably going to get slept. It was, things were going the way they were going. I just feel like if I said don't stop the goddamn fight and then I see that fucking towel fly, the first thing I'm thinking is, all right, which one of y'all had shit in your ears when I told y'all don't throw that fucking towel in? What the fuck's going on?
Which is what he did immediately, right? Like you see him right away go, why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
Right.
But again, like Jeremiah said, it didn't matter, right? Like it didn't matter because the ref is the one that stopped it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like
it does matter because I pay your fucking check. Fuck that ref. who fucking makes your money? Fucking what's his name? Fucking Justin or whatever the fuck. I said don't throw it. Fuck, I don't give a shit what I'm doing.
And Mega says I didn't see any communication between Wilder and his corner between rounds, trying to gauge if he was really hurt or not. No, they were just, and I get to believe in him and everything. He could always come back. He's got that puncher's chance and all that shit. But you're right, I didn't see anything either. Jeremiah says, what if he had taken 10 or 12 more punches and ended up in a hospital bed in a vegetable? True.
I mean, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Like, right. I mean, we could have let the fight go on, and then Deontay could have knocked Fury out in like the 10th or 11th or 12th round, right? Like,
let's not get fucking crazy now.
No. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how can you guarantee what the outcome would have been if you just would have let it go? You don't know that for sure.
Okay. Jody says, should I carry 15 pounds of titties every minute, every day? Should I give up?
To be fair, it's a decent point.
Hey, fuck it. All right. QC, what's up, dude? I was a fan of both before the fight, and nothing had changed.
Yeah, I'm still a fan of Deonte Wilder.
Yeah.
I think people are being. I mean, look, is he making some bullshit excuses? Sure. I mean, but you know, I think this idea in boxing that if you get beat once, the end of the road. I think we should kind of try to do away with that. Let's, let these guys. I'm what's the little fat Mexican that knocked out Joshua? Anthony
Ruiz.
Yeah, and I'm just kidding. They'll probably do the rematch, but hypothetically, if they didn't, Deontay Wilder, fucking Andy Ruiz works for me. That sounds like a fun fight.
I'm okay with that.
You know what I mean? Like, this whole idea that you lose and it's over that's silly. We don't got to do that.
That's a boxing thing, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
So, Tony says, executed the perfect game plan. Smother Wilder's power, disrupted his jab he uses to measure for his right, lean all over him, and made him fight off the back foot. It's like 100%. True.
Absolutely. Brilliant. Like he really did. Like real talk, man. You got to give a lot of credit. And it's probably too early to have this conversation. We won't even start it now because we still got to get to Auckland and shit. But at a certain point, you have to start really wondering where Tyson Fury sits amongst the greatest boxers of all time. I mean, with his look, one of the things that made Ali the GOAT that we accept it for, obviously his in-ring record and wins and losses speak for themselves, but it was all the other shit. You know what I mean? The avoiding war, the things he stood for,
civil rights,
how charismatic he was. Right. All that shit ties in. Now, Tyson doesn't necessarily have that similar story, but it's a good story. It's a really good one. Fucking reaches the mountaintop, falls completely off, gains fucking 200 pounds, fucking cocaine and whores, hits the rock. He hit the bottom so bad, they took his belts like, yo, give us those. You're a shitbird.
Yeah, what other champions out here talking about mental health? Something that we talk about.
The cute cocksucker ascended like a fucking phoenix from the ashes.
Like a motherfucker.
Did it. And he came back and beat, Deontay Wilder, this fucking barbarian of an American boxer who is just, I mean, it is an incredible story. And again, there's no need to talk about it yet, but at some point you got to start thinking about where Tyson Fury has placed himself amongst the greatest boxers of all time, not just this generation.
I'll tell you what, right now, if they have that, they ever make that Fury Joshua fight, which I doubt AJ will be down for, but if they ever actually make it and he beats Anthony Joshua, we're gonna have the conversation.
Hey, listen, I hate to be that guy, the train. Let me tell you something, Jack. They do AJ Tyson for all of me at this point. Nobody wants that smoke with Tyson Fury.
Nobody.
I think Tyson Fury beats the shit out of Anthony Joshua. Like I just don't think if Tyson's head screwed on right, and if the dude that showed up Saturday night and fought Deontay, none of these cats in the heavyweight division right now want no smoke with that guy.
Right.
Sorry.
All right. Let's move on to Auckland. Otis is coming with a really good idea. Hey, y'all should add a piece like who's the fight of the weekend after every UFC event. Oh fuck, we lost Jesse.
That is pretty cool. That's
a good idea.
Yeah, I'm down. We'll definitely do that.
Yeah. Tony says his corner statement for more punishment. Wilder's handling this loss so poorly from a PR perspective. 100%.
Dude, the PR perspective is horrible, dude. Just own it. We appreciate that a lot more.
Right. What else we got here? Before we move on, Jeremiah says trainer threw in the towel and was a former world champion boxer himself. He knows what's up. There you go.
Yeah,
the resume's there. The resume's there for that. Aaron says one of y'all should take Teddy Atlas' job. Damn, he was way off in predictions. Just how he saw both boxers. He was saying that Wilder was gonna win and all this stuff, and then didn't he backtrack, backpedal hard?
Yeah, listen, that's the only thing that's annoying about it is that a lot of these cats have done that. Like a lot of people went into it thinking that Deontay thing, and then afterwards they're like, "Oh yeah, I knew Tyson was going to be the greatest boxer." And listen, shout out to Jeremiah. I've seen it. I give you your credit, bro. I know that you did call it. I've seen it on a little Facebook post. You did call this shit before. You've been saying that Tyson will win the fight. Listen, I've got no problem being wrong. There is nothing wrong with being wrong in fight predictions, man. If you're wrong, right, you should get your credit because you called a good one. But this shit, that's what makes it so fucking fun. It's so hard to call. Like you never know what's going to happen in fights, man. A lot of shit did point to Tyson taking a beating in this fight, and look at what fucking happened.
And I think that's the thing about these combat sports, right? Because if everybody could predict what was going to happen beforehand, how many people would actually still tune in and watch, right? Like there'd be no point in watching it. Like that's the whole thing about it. Like you said, it should have been Deonte coming in and destroying, Tyson, but that's not what happened. And everybody was so shocked about it, right? Like this is why people are talking about it right now.
Right.
Kind of like how a lot of people.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Fred.
They look physically like even now, Tyson's in good shape. He's still got a dad bod. Like Deontay's still way more physically impressive than Tyson. Like if you see those two dudes and you're like, which one's the baddest heavyweight boxer? Deontay, right? The scary black guy with all that dudes, not the fucking fat bald white dude.
Shout out to Tyson Fury and Daniel Cormier and Andy Ruiz at one point.
No shit, right?
Yeah. All right. Last thing here on this fight before we move on to Auckland. Where does Dylan White come in on into all this? Besides that laughing ass video that he put up.
Listen, you know where he comes in all this? Fucking by me sucking more of Britain's dick. Because the cocksucker, that's the only thing that when I see that, the only thing that hits me is another Brit. What is in the fucking water over in Britain with the heavyweights?
Three of them. Three heavyweights.
They're going to hold these goddamn heavyweight belts forever. Deontay better win the rematch with Tyson or we're fucked.
yeah, man, going to have it. All right. I don't know where this says you don't have saying fucking 3 days no sex, flu sucks. I think her husband has the flu.
Oh, I was assuming she did.
Tell that guy to man up. Give him some Cialis and tell him to fucking suck.
Oh yeah. By the way,
the flu don't work.
By the way, is everybody gonna now do the Tyson Fury lead up to the fight? What did he say? He was gonna masturbate like 10 or something times a day or something, have sex?
Oh yeah, I've been on that regimen since he won, son. I'm fucking working out there. That sixth and seventh one, it's just like you see the guns where it just goes bang, a little bang. That's what you got.
All right. Let's get on with UFC Auckland here. UFC Auckland, Dan Hooker gets the, in my opinion, the hometown decision over Paul Felder. Who did you have winning that, Fred?
Oh God, I get
seriously. Who'd you? Okay, before you go in on all the shit that people are saying, who did you have winning?
Felder.
I had Felder.
Yes.
Too. So,
but I could not care less. I couldn't care. Like, I hate to just be this guy to just give it up, but I'm so fucking sick and tired. Like, it's like we're all just fucking insane. Like, this happens constantly, man. It's hometown cooking. You already know what time it is. Like, you're in fucking New Zealand. You're fighting the New Zealander. If it's a close fight and it goes to a split decision, it's almost a mortal certainty that you ain't getting the W. Every once in a while, the pendulum swings, but usually that's just the way it goes. Is it fair? No, it's not. Is fucking life fair? It's the way it goes. Like, I just don't know what else to say. Like, yeah, I thought Felder should have won the fight, but do I think it was a highway robbery? Not really. It was a close fight. I feel like we come on this show and we do this every week. There's a close fight where all of us pretty much feel like one dude or one broad won, but the other person gets it. And then everybody gets their panties in a ruffle. I mean, goddamn, everybody gets mad at Dana White for saying, don't leave it in the hands of the judges.
Right.
What more do you want me to say? Like, they're not fucking competent. We can't hire new ones. We're stuck with these. We go to fucking New Zealand. We got to work with what we got out there. We can't just bring our own judges. And even if we did that, you cocksuckers would hate on us for that. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. The only thing I can say is if the fight is close and you are in the third or fifth round, fucking go balls to the wall. Fucking go take that fight because the judges might make a bullshit decision.
Right. Sorry, real quick. I have to post this on here. Tony says Fury also said he ate pussy to strengthen his jaw for Wilder's power. If that's the case, you can't knock me out for sure.
Listen, to be fair, after you muff dive for about 10 to 12 minutes, my tongue goes numb and shit. I was like, yeah. No, I
gotta take breaks in between sometimes. You can go for a while and like
there might be something to that.
Get back in. Yeah. Paladin says Becca Rollins went up in my rankings. Holy shit, she's fine. Hey, get on that fans only or only whatever they call it. Just fans or whatever they call it.
Yeah, to be fair, you can see her snatch now online, so that's a good thing.
All the time. Sean Tracy says, I thought Dan Hooker he thought I won that fight legit. Okay, I need to rewatch it because everyone has been saying Felder after the fact, but I did not see it that way. That's fair enough.
Yeah, it was a close fight, though. That's my problem with these situations. It's like if the fight is close, man, there's no sense in us picking over it.
That fight was way too close. I think it could have went either way. Jesse?
And it was a split decision. I don't know what people are complaining about it. I mean, I guess people can say that maybe those takedowns in a lot of people's opinion.
Shit with them, dude. He didn't do anything with them.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could. It's subjective. Everybody sees the fight differently, right? There are some people that say that controlled the fight better. That's how you know who's controlling the fight. And other people are like, well, he didn't do nothing with it. It's all subjective. So it was a split decision. So in my opinion, it's fine. I mean, everybody says it could have gone either way. And one judge actually had it for Paul Felder. So I don't see why so many people are so pissed about it.
Right. MMA God says, I had Hooker. Fred's right, though. After every card, there's some sort of controversy.
Yeah, man. It just gets annoying, man.
With it close. Jeremiah says, I had a friend over and watched the fight with no sound. And to be honest, I thought Hooker had it, but I wasn't paying that much attention to the fight. I had it on with no sound, too, and I still thought Felder because a lot of people were saying, oh, the commentators are fucking with the fight. I'm like, dude, the judges aren't listening to this shit, but I get it.
The fact that just happened, I know that Jeremiah knows what the fuck I know he's a real fight fan. I know you are a real fight. The fact that you two motherfuckers just picked different people, and I know y'all know what y'all are talking about. Case closed. That's it. There's no. Sorry, like it don't matter. Like, and the fact that they were in New Zealand, of course, Hooker won. Like when the fight's that close that you got two knowledgeable fighters,
you're gonna lean a little bit.
Yeah, that's what. This shit makes perfect sense to me. I tell you what I think is a more interesting question. Sorry, Eddie, to jump into your job a little bit here, but
go ahead.
I seen somebody had threw it out there on Twitter earlier, basically just saying, Hooker's on a real good run here, but I feel like he's got a pretty low ceiling in this division. Like, do we think that Hooker beats anybody ranked above him at this point? Like, I'm not trying to shit on Hooker, but like,
see where he's at.
I think his tank is fucking ran its course, dog. Like at this point, like I think Gaethje throws him a beating. Like y'all talk all the shit y'all want about Conor. He definitely don't want that smoke. Barboza, I don't imagine he beats him. Like I don't think his game has increased that.
I thought he beat Barboza before though, didn't he?
Oh hell no! Wait a minute. Who might? No, yeah, Barboza beat the fuck out of Hooker, right? Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
all right, let's see.
I mean, he beat him like a fucking champ, but Barboza beat the piss out of him.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also the evolution of the fight game, right? Like I think we're looking at his as he goes up in the rankings, and I think his skill level has gotten better. From the time he started in the UFC to now, you've seen an improvement. You're right, Fred. I mean, who knows?
You got your glasses on.
Do I have my glasses on?
Yeah. Can you see?
So I can see that little thing right there.
Yeah.
Look. I'll tell you this. I'd want to see him against Dustin Poirier and see how that goes.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Poirier knocked him out.
But then Poirier is going to beat the piss out of Dan Hooker. Okay, I like him.
How much money are you willing to guarantee on that?
I mean, I
won't say your beard because I know you won't keep that bet. So
he'll shave the beard. He won't cut his hair though.
Yeah, great. I'm definitely not cutting the hair.
He won't cut his hair.
Yeah, I'll definitely fucking around shave my beard before they make that fight though.
But you know what I'm saying? Like look, on any night a fighter could have a good fight and win. It's not a guarantee that Dustin Poirier is going to knock him out. It's also not a guarantee that Dan Hooker would win that fight either. I'm just saying like the matchup is interesting. The Conor McGregor, Conor wouldn't even take that fight. Justin Gaethje, that'd be a good interesting fight as well because they both like to throw, so it'd be an interesting fight. But that's all I'm saying. Like, okay, I'd want to see him matched up there.
Okay, smart guy. Well, you tell me. How far do you think Hooker goes? I think he's went as far as he goes. I think whoever the fuck he fights next, I think that's it. What do you think? Where do you think Hooker goes, man? What do you think his ceiling is? Because I'm with the motherfucker on Twitter, Jack. I think that's his ceiling. Whoever he fights next, he's getting to beat.
Maybe. You know what? He was ranked number 5, right? That's where he was at.
Yep.
I think he becomes a gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he becomes the Donald Cerrone of like, they put guys up against him and go, well, if you can beat this guy, then you're ready for the next level of fighter. And if you can't beat this guy, well, then you're, top 10, top 15 material.
Check this out right here. Jeremiah says Hooker's the new James Vick. What do you think of that?
No, come on.
I mean, I listen. I don't know why everybody hates James Vick so much. I remember when the Executioner was a big deal. I mean, he lost the
It was fun. He was fun.
fucking I don't know the big.
I'm saying like in the sense that what James Vick has been knocked out in his last like 3-4 fights, right? Like
listen,
I don't think Barbosa's there yet. I mean Hooker's there yet.
He might be about ready to hit that stretch though, because he's about to fight the beasts.
Yeah, Otis says, how about this? If Kevin Lee beats the Bronx, he should face Hooker next. Let's see how Hooker does versus a wrestler.
I'm into that. I'm okay
with that.
And again, though, I think Kevin Lee, if he beats fucking Charles Olivier, how do you pronounce that person's last name? I think, yeah. I just think that at this point, I don't. How do I not sound like a fucking hating fighter basher? But I don't think that Hooker's skills are that great. Like he's a very good fighter, but
let me save you some bad words here, but it's so stacked at the top of 155 that line of contenders probably goes down all the way to like 6. Like the 7th ranked fighter could probably take on the number 1 or number 2 fighter and have a really good matchup. And it's so stacked at the top that you just have to see the fights happen.
I mean, to be fair, like I said, the Paul Felder fight was extremely close, and a lot of people felt like he lost it. That matters. Okay. He didn't just smoke Paul Felder,
Right. All right. Most of the card. So I did see about Karolina getting her ass. Is that true? Anyone know?
You brought it up. What'd you say?
Did you
I think he was asking about KK.
Yeah, KK.
Eddie, your internet's all stupid.
Give me a sec. Fix it. But yeah, did she beat or what?
Yeah. Did you watch the fight, Jesus, or should I take this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah. I mean, look. Yeah, she did get her ass whooped. I think the question becomes like her eye. She got her eye injured pretty early in the fight, and then she could like basically not see like out of it. What was it, like her right eye? I think was fucked up.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then, she commenced to just kind of fucking taking an ass whooping after that. But like, I guess this would be another one of those sort of corner calls because her eye was kind of clearly fucked up, but her corner just kind of kept letting her go out there and sort of take. I mean, she was like visibly like kind of pawing at her eye, like constantly. Like you could tell that she like clearly something was fucked up with her eye.
Right.
Let me ask you this. I saw her on a YouTube video where it says like I think it was like top 10 like most disappointing like fighters or didn't live up to their potential or something like that. Like, do you feel like she has reached the end of her career at this point? Like, is she the type of fighter who should probably be at Invicta or one of those other organizations? Because it seems like the beating she took in this fight was pretty drastic, and she's been taking beatings in her last few fights. So it just seems like she's crested over that, what she can do in the UFC. What do you think, Fred?
Yeah, women's MMA in the UFC is, thinner than a goddamn meth head on a bad run.
Yeah.
They need all the names they can get. I feel like we keep her. She's a name that people can recognize. She's not getting necessarily blown out. That fight possibly could have been a little more competitive without the eye injury.
Right.
And the Chinese broad that she fought, fucking Zan, I'm not going to ruin her name.
I don't know her name either.
She's a fucking animal though. Like, so it's not like it was, some sort of like, it was a hot prospect. She's not getting like whooped on by veterans who shouldn't be, beating her and stuff. So I think, and she's a good looking broad. She's marketable. What is she, Polish or some shit like that?
Yeah, she's Polish.
There's a lot of Polish women that fight and shit too. So, no, I not yet. No. Listen, we might be getting close to that fucking bridge. She takes 1 or 2 more of these fucking losses, it might be time to go to Invicta. But for now, the women's divisions in the UFC are so fucking paper thin. I say we keep her.
All right, Jeremiah wanted me to make sure I go on his follow-up comment off the Hooker being the new James Vick. Put this on here. Rattled off a good win streak against mediocre fighters until he starts fighting the top-ranked fighters.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we'll see in his next fight, but I think that's true. And look, man, again, it's the good thing about combat sports, right? Dan Hooker might go on to be the goddamn champion And maybe that Barboza fight was an anomaly or whatever the fuck. But I think the jig is up with old Hooker too.
Yeah, KK got dominated. 4 losses in a row. She may have to switch camps. Her corner should have thrown in the towel. KK took such a beating with no chance of winning.
Listen, I'm telling you something right now. God damn it, Mick Maynard and Sean Shelby, you're fucking trash. All right, you're goddamn bullshit. What the fuck? Like, how about this? How about we find KK a fucking winnable fight? God forbid we give somebody a fucking can in the UFC. Jesus Christ. Take a show to Poland, right? Find some fucking broad that the most of us haven't heard of. Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus, the fucking scramble board of some other fucking Polish broad. Let her get a win under her belt. Like, we just do not do fucking tune-up fights in MMA. And I think it would behoove a lot of people to just kind of take a step back and let them get a win, man.
Right.
That doesn't help.
Yeah. Right. All right. Real quick before we start talking about this weekend, there's a couple things I want to hit. And also we don't have to talk about like a couple fights coming this weekend, not just the main event. But 2 things. One, and we'll make it try to be kind of quick. Jesse, with Tito versus what's his name? Alberto Del Rio, whatever. What's his real name?
Del Rio. Yeah.
With that guy, that fight that they had, they overturned it. Texas turned that thing into a no contest, right? Last time they did this, I think it was with like they don't give the reason why they overturned it until the investigation's done. But have you heard anything about why that was?
No, actually, I haven't.
With Tito? Because, dude, if he took PEDs to fight fucking the Alberto Del Rio, like, if he took PEDs to fight that dude, that's just the saddest shit ever, right?
Is it? I mean,
yeah. What kind of threat was that dude to Tito at all?
No, hold on. Let me jump in for just a quick second.
Okay. If
that was true, the problem for me would be then, it's almost like if you've been married to your wife for like 20 years and you catch that hoe cheating on you, then it's like, how many times have you done this in the past?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, are we supposed to believe that you just now started cheating?
Right.
Like, if you got that would be my major concern. I don't give a shit what he does now because he's been well past his prime for a long time. But if we catch you now, it's just going to bring, for me, like, fuck, was you just cheating the whole time?
Right.
You had champion money, so you just never got caught? Like, I always make jokes about saying that GSP was a cheater. I'm only 75% joking. Like, there is a small part of me that feels like low-key he just got away with it. I mean, the fucker did. He had great shape. He never got tired. And, probably didn't, but, you just fucking never know with any of these guys these days. What the fuck? So, I don't know. If he did get caught cheating, though, it would make me question his whole shit.
All right, Jeremiah says, and I'm fighting again next weekend. This one will go to the judges. Are you fighting Street Beefs next weekend? Okay, do that. Okay, Jeremiah, do you guys broadcast this shit?
I was going to say, give us a link or something.
Because I want to watch.
Yeah, for sure. At the very least, like, I know it's getting filmed, so afterwards, make sure you guys.
Throw it up on YouTube, send us a link or some shit.
Yeah. Look, I don't want to denigrate Tito Ortiz for anything, but we all know his intelligence isn't his strongest suit. So if he failed, as I know, Combate Americas just does what Bellator does, which is the
sweep.
It's the commission testing that they do. So if you fail that testing, you're kind of dumb.
Pretty much.
Speaking of that, hold on quickly before
go ahead.
Another cute cocksucker definitely tested positive for steroids outside of the UFC, and then none other. And it pains me to say this because I enjoy his taste in music very much so. But Josh Barnett tested positive for steroids again.
Oh, again? Huh.
Really?
And like you were saying, in Bellator. Boy, I think Kairos made a joke on fucking Twitter. He responded to my little video with it. Do you know how fucking much of a shitbird you got to be to get caught cheating in Bellator? Especially after you've been caught like a dozen times. Can we take all of Josh Barnett's W's and give them shits back to the Indians? Because he don't deserve them. Like, Bro, you've been cheating periodically throughout your whole fucking career. Like, boy, in my opinion, Josh Barnett is the biggest cheater in MMA. The dude, do we all not forget that it was his goddamn fault we didn't get him versus Fedor in Affliction? You remember all those fucking goofy Affliction t-shirts?
Yep.
Josh Barnett single-handedly brought that whole company down. Like they were supposed to do the Fedor fight. Josh Barnett pisses hot.
Yeah. Gone.
The shirts, the company, the whole fucking most of it.
All right, so Josh Barnett's Bellator debut has been postponed due to a reportedly failed drug test. Barnett was expected to make his Bellator debut against Ronnie Marks at Bellator 241 on March 13th, but that will no longer be the case. Fight Oracle used to be Front Row Brian or whatever. I guess he's the one that broke the story. Breaking: Josh Barnett has been flagged by Mohegan Sun Athletic Commission for a banned substance.
Wow,
here's the thing.
Barnett Indian is not commission too. That's right, crazy.
But, okay, here's the thing. Barnett is not an idiot, but I think does not give a fuck, and that's why he tested positive. This isn't I'm an idiot tested positive for PEDs. This is a fuck it. I don't give a shit. I'm doing it.
You know what though?
Pop.
You know what though? I will give him the benefit of the doubt, and hear me out. Because the last time when USADA popped him for the steroid use when he got released from the UFC, remember he went through that whole process and it was a tainted supplement. Again, maybe he didn't learn his lesson from the last time, and he went to GNC again and brought some other stupid thing. But I mean, let's hear it out.
It's not USADA. This is fucking Bellator. They barely give a shit.
Again,
that's what I'm saying though. Like it could be one of those really stupid things. He didn't give a
fuck. He did it. He's like, fuck it.
If my wife has cheated on me 5 times, one of them she actually didn't do it, but she definitely did the 4. Guess what? She did 5.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That one you get if you did it 4 times and the 5th one I accused you of, you actually didn't do it. Fuck that. You're eating that one too. So guess what, Joshy P? Maybe poor old USADA did miss it. You know, the boy that cried wolf. But you've been guilty so many other times. You're guilty in my eyes of that one too. Take pretty much my ass.
All right, a couple more comments, and then we're gonna move on and talk about this weekend real quick because we're running out of time. Josh Barnett has broke the record for most drug test failures. There you go.
God, he has.
Remember when Josh went on Rogan talking mad shit about USADA? There you go. Barnett's name is always brought up as one of the guys that got screwed by USADA. 100%. He did get screwed that one time, right? Fair enough. And he got exonerated. But then this is like, all right, dude, how screwed did you get?
I ain't saying he got screwed by USADA. I don't believe it. If it was in the supplement, I think he knew it was in the supplement. He was like, well, I can take this because they sold it over the counter. But it's got a little bit of the Google Boogers in it. And I'm going to fucking pound it. I can be like, fuck that. You a cheating motherfucker. Fuck that. You eating all of them for all me.
All right. Let's talk about this weekend, man, before we have to get out of here. Pulling up the Google card, basically. Right. UFC Norfolk. No. It's Joe B. For the flyweight title. Just going on real quick. 2 fights were supposed to be on here were canceled. You have Sean Brady on here. Jordan Griffin's on this card. Luis Peña's on this card. Merchant Tabora's on this card. I think the whole thing is ESPN Plus too, so it's actually pretty dope. Grant Dawson, Megan Anderson against some 135 they brought up. Ian Kutalaba against Magomed Ankalaev, who's actually going to be a dope fight. Felicia Spencer against Sarah Farron dos Santos. And then the main event, obviously the one we all want to watch, Joe B. Jiu-Jitsu against Davison Figueiredo. Fred, is this the time we're finally going to get Joe Benavidez to be champ?
You know what? I hope so, but something in my gut tells me no. Yeah, I feel like he's going to fuck around and take an L. I hope he gets it, though. He like deserves it, I want to say. But I don't know enough about the – I can't even say the prick's last name. I don't know enough.
Davidson Figueiredo?
Figueiredo?
Yeah.
Spanish pricks can do that. He looks to be a beast. I've got a lot more knowledge on Joe B.
Yeah.
I would go with him, but like I just get this sneaky feeling it's just too good to be true. Like fucking Joe winning the belt and shit. But I don't know. I don't really know enough about the other cat to be completely honest. I'm leaning Joe. I want Joe to win. But I do know the other guy's like a very good striker, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking like a supreme striker. So yeah, didn't DJ knock Joe out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hope not.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm taking Joe B just because I want him to be champion at least once. Just once.
Quickly. Sorry, before you get your pick there, Jesus. What happens with flyweight now? Do we care? What is going on with that? Like, I think that's almost the bigger story than this fight. Like, because it's for the flyweight title, right?
Right. So it's like you wonder what they're gonna do with it, right?
Yeah, I wonder. What do we want? What do you want? Would you like them to just dissolve the flyweight division after this, or do you want them to keep it going? Or
go ahead, Jesse. What do you think?
Oh my God. Honestly, gonna sound terrible, but yeah, dissolve it, because not only do you have a non-linear champion at this point, but also we never got that rematch between the Cringe King and Demetrius Johnson. So I mean, to me, it's whoever wins this is like, he's not the true champ. So just dissolve it for all of me.
I'm glad we let you go first, because once again, you fucking reign supreme with the fucking shitty takes.
Get baseless.
Great fucking point, Jesus. Definitely do not dissolve it, because here's the deal, right? One of these cats wins, and basically they're going to be fighting for the interim belt. They just don't know it yet.
No, he said he's never coming back down.
Yeah, quiet. He's going to take. Well, we shouldn't even pronounce his name. Gross Little Henry is going to take a beating from whoever the fuck he gets next at 35. And I think after that, he slides his funny little ass right back down to 25, because he can make 25. It's not like he's too huge for 25. I think him saying he's not going to 25 is bullshit. I think he's bluffing. And I would not rule out an eventual DJ comeback. I think that, if he wins enough fights in fucking, where's he at? He's in Japan or China?
Right. One.
Yeah, one.
It's China. Well, either way.
Singapore, whatever.
I think he makes enough money overseas, and I don't rule out him ever coming back. And, I would have agreed with you, Jesus, a while back, but I feel like now, look, any division can be hot, right? Mm-hmm. At once upon a time, 205 was hot. It feels like every division in MMA has had its hot. I mean, 55 and 70 are always hot. But there was, Anderson at 85. There's been Chuck Liddell at 205. There's been fucking Brock Lesnar at heavyweight. BJ Penn. There's always going to be somebody. So maybe just give 25 a little longer. DJ comes back. Henry comes back down. Maybe a guy, that we haven't even heard of yet steps up. Like, I think that it could be an exciting division. We just going to have to give it a little time. It needs to marinate a bit.
Here's the thing, Fred. I would have defended flyweight before, but the fact that they released most of their flyweights a few months ago, and you have barely any flyweight left in the division, that's why I just think that the UFC is probably going to do this ceremoniously thing where they're hoping Joe B wins so they can just, here you go, you finally get it, and then go, either retire or move up. That division is no longer available.
Listen, for as much of a moron as you are, every once in a while you make a good point, Jesus. I hadn't really counted in the fact that they got rid of most of the fucking roster. That's a decent point.
And most of those guys, agents, to be honest with you, I think you keep it around is because you don't have, constantly cleaning out the division, right? You don't have them more, so you could kind of keep it around and see what happens. And if you get back, it's an easy sell for the UFC. It's like, DJ's back. Let's see if he can be king again.
Right.
But Paladin says Joe should give him. All right. Check the headlines here before we head out of here.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
What is it? MMA Gods? Yeah, MMA Gods appointed somebody that's on this card. We had him on the show.
This one?
No, farther up.
This one?
Yep, there you go. Yep. That's our guy that was too high or whatever to do the show.
Oh so, yeah, dude. He was like driving around stoned out fucking mind and he couldn't get his phone to work. And then at some point he goes, "Sorry guys, okay tonight."
Oh yeah.
He was driving around San Diego, right? Something like that.
He was like rock climbing or something, and he was like telling somebody else. Yeah, telling somebody else, I can't do this right now.
Yeah, he's like, I can't work. They're like, okay. Yeah, I remember that shit. Okay, that's that. Good for him. Happens. All right. Let's check headlines here. Smith still stands by Donald Cerrone's criticism. I know what the hell I saw. No, you don't, sir. You clearly proved that. But fair enough.
Stephen A, buddy, listen.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck, I promise you. One thing you're going to have to understand about us MMA fans, bro, we move on quick. We might, look, bro, we're going to all be here. Felder won, Jack, this some bullshit. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Come motherfucking Friday night, Saturday morning, we all going to be tuned into the weigh-ins for the next event. And whatever the fuck happened last weekend, that'll be last weekend. Like, that is one thing about MMA, dog. We keep it pushing. How many egregious decisions or bad judges calls have there been this year alone that don't, we make a fuss about it for a couple of days. After that, we push on to the next one. Fuck it.
There you go. Fuck. My bad, Jeremiah. I just saw Jeremiah hit me up on Messenger saying, hey, I guess he wanted to come on. I thought he was, because I saw what he said. I wanted to come on the comments, but I didn't see the fucking message on Messenger, dude. My bad. Maybe I'll bring Jeremiah on Monday. I want to start doing guests on that Monday night show. So I'll hit you up this weekend, dude. Go ahead, Jesse.
I was also gonna shout out your show that you did your live little sports thing on Hot Mic.
Oh, Hot Mic.
So thanks. I downloaded another app on my phone. So next time I'll be checking it out.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no. I keep diving into different things here and there. Hot Mic is basically like a new commentary thing. And honestly, the reason I joined it is because I want to be able to do commentary of UFC cards when everyone's complaining about Joe Rogan, everyone's complaining about DC and everyone else, and they're being biased and all that shit. Apparently on this Hot Mic, and they don't have UFC yet, but on this Hot Mic, so I did the Lakers Pelicans game last night. So if you didn't want to hear the commentary that they had on TV, you could listen to fucking whoever talks. So I joined on it, did it. It was a lot of fucking fun. Brought me back to my days back when I was calling basketball games in college, which is a lot of fucking fun. And so I'm gonna keep doing that shit. Hopefully they do UFC cards, and then that'll be like we'll be in business as far as MMA is concerned. And the way people complain about Rogan all the time. Right. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Nope.
Nothing.
Thumbs it up.
All right. Shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight. There's a lot of you, so I really appreciate it. Uncle Hank, MMA Gods. Excuse me. Jody must have gone over to take care of her husband. Good for her. But Jody, Otis, Aaron's hanging out tonight. Of course, Jeremiah. I think I said MMA Gods already. Who else do we have? QC was here. Sean Tracy was here. I'm trying to shout out everybody, but there's a lot of people on here. So Tony, where you at? Hectic? Yeah, Tony Hectic. Who else we got here? Anyone that tuned in, I appreciate the fuck out of you guys. We really do. All right, it's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you guys know all the shit that we constantly put up here. The Twitter handles, the websites, all that shit. Ep.184 for Jesse, at Kirby_MMA for Fred. I'm at Ela32, and of course, you can catch all the shows on YouTube at KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com. And of course, the websites, the sponsors, RipTheWarriors.com, PrizesPros.com. All right, folks, it's gonna do it for us this week. Catch you guys next week. Of course, Keyboard Warriors Monday night for me for the MMA Hangouts. All right, for myself, Fred Kirby, just have a good night.